All right, it's Thursday. It's Thursday already. Is it Thursday? It is Thursday. July 11th. Everybody's nodding at me. Tesla's under 50% market share. We don't know what to do with our lives, apparently. I don't. I don't know what day it is. Dude, my kids being gone this week, my 3 older kids, has totally messed up my whole life in unexpected ways.
Well, last week I was off on Monday and and then off on Thursday. So I'm still basically on Monday a week and a half ago. I still haven't figured out how to get to Thursday.
It's been a weird couple of weeks when it comes to just what day is it? Who's working? Who's not working? What platform's up? What platform's down? Who's got power? Who doesn't have power?
Oh my goodness, that too. Oh, I was poor. Literally, I'm talking to a dealer yesterday. I've been very grateful to talk to you and I have been on the phone with a ton of dealers this week. Like we've been in it, right? Yesterday, I'm talking to a dealer. They went through. They're not in Texas, but they went through CDK and E-Leads and Roadster. They had all 3, right? So they went through that, and then they went through a local power outage, and then
that can be tricky.
As of Tuesday, they're going through an IT network issue that has all of their emails down for the last 2 days. They're like, they were all looking at me like,
oh man, what part of the country?
The Carolinas.
Oh my gosh, that is hideous. Yeah. That is hideous. Yesterday, I got sporty around here. We were Nathan and I were messaging Kyle because we got tornado warning in the morning, and we don't get tornado warnings.
I was like,
he's like, no. Kyle's like, when it's a tornado watch, then we start paying attention. So I sent him a screenshot. I was like, tornado watch. He's like, okay, you're in it. We pull up the radar. Kyle's like giving us the play-by-plays. Okay, if you're in the red, you're good because that's just rain. It's these little areas right here. I was like, oh, like this one right near my house. I have a question to ask you.
Any tornadoes touched down last night?
No.
Good to go.
It's just a bunch of, I got a question for you though. I live right next to like a valley. Like there's a drop off. Like, I don't know, probably like a 200-foot downslope. Is that a better place to be during a tornado? I was thinking like being near hills is probably insulates you a little bit more because it can't get the thing.
Yeah, being on the top of the hill, though, that's the problem. The valley is a little bit more safe because it's got to drop into that valley and come
I'm right on the edge. Yeah. Okay. Just, I don't know. You didn't come here for this part of the show.
Didn't come here for this.
No, you
Sorry,
didn't.
everybody.
I know. We just posted did it go out in today's email, all the places we're going to be? Or is
just
that tomorrow's email?
Few.
Yeah, so
and I was like, oh, this must be through the end of the year. And I looked and like the last one was September.
Yeah.
What are we even doing?
We're going to be a lot of places. So if you don't have our daily email, check it out. Sodu.com, just get on the email. We're going to be a lot of places. We hope you can join us and we can spend some time together everywhere from, I don't know, I feel like from the mountains to the valleys, like literally East Coast, West Coast, overseas. Michael
Southern
Cirillo?
Florida, California, Northeast, like we will literally be spanning the entire United States over the course of 2.5 months.
Out and around with our favorite people, spending time in person with dealers, with industry partners. I mean, like that's how we learn. It's how you build relationships, how you encourage each other to love people more than cars and all that stuff. But we should probably talk about some news now that we are 3 minutes and 43 seconds into the show. Tesla's dominance in the US EV market might be slipping as they've dropped below 50% market share as competitors are gaining ground, even as overall EV sales continue to rise. Cox Automotive's Q2 report came out yesterday, showed that Tesla's market share dropped to 49.7%, down from 59.3%. That's a big drop in 1 year. I mean, a few years ago, they were like 70%. This marks first time they've fallen below 50 since the Model S launched in 2012. At the start out here, at the start of the decade, they were 76%. So that's only 4 years ago. Now, obviously GM, Ford, Hyundai, Kia closing the gap. And what they're actually doing is just expanding the market. More people buying EVs. Adoption's 11.3% electric nationwide. 330,000 units are out there. That doesn't sound right. Oh, yeah, new cars only. Does that sound right?
No, that's right. 11.3. Yeah.
Only for the year. All right. No, we're only halfway through the year. It's only Thursday. EVs accounted for 8% of all vehicle sales last quarter, up from 7.2% in 2023. Wow. Despite the market share drop, Tesla stock rose 1% following the report.
Tesla and a car company, fam.
Well, they're still selling more cars.
They are selling more cars.
You know what I mean?
They're going to be doing just fine. Yeah, there's just more market share to be had in the EV spectrum. So this is in our daily email today. We also noted, and I think that I'm still holding out for you got Toyota out here in Q2, but like 63% on hybrid and electric models sold.
Gee whiz.
12% increase in plug-in electric car sales and 300% in all electric car sales.
They're on the hunt, man.
Guys, they're coming for it. I'm just calling it.
They've always been. It's I guess you think about it in the Tesla, the part of the story, it's much better to have a smaller piece of a much bigger pie.
For sure.
Right. And that's kind of why the stock's probably up 1%. Yeah, they are going to be fine. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I think they're going to be fine, but you never know what they're going to be fine as. A car company, a robotics company, AI company. Who knows? Yeah. I don't know. Follow Elon Musk's Twitter for updates, I guess. Speaking of updates.
Segue.
So somebody filed a patent. Is a patent update? Not really. As more and more consumers are using pickups as their daily drivers, I've always wanted one, never did it. Ram is reviving the concept of, get this, a third row seat in a pickup truck, reminiscent of the old fold-out seats in station wagons. I remember those very, very well. Except station wagons, they face back. The truck doesn't do that. Looking to add, some versatility to the usage of modern truck. And so Ram is the one who did it, filed a patent for the third row seat. You can check the link in the show notes and you can see the little patent diagram. Basically, the rear wall of the truck, here's how it works. You have your regular first seat, you have your row of second seats, and you usually have that little space behind the second row. Well, that space is bigger, and then there's two fold-out seats. That makes sense. You fold them down, just like a jump seat on an airplane. Well,
2-year-olds.
I mean, have you ever seen the third row of a Model Y?
Yeah, that's not a third row.
It's not a third row, right? And you barely fit little legs in the gap in there
between. You
got your
knee up in your chin like this guy right there. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the concept was first shown at the Ram Revolution truck EV at CES last year. One reviewer said, "Is this necessary?" And they said, "Maybe not, but why not add more seating options?" Here's a note from our producer Nathan. I like this producer's note. This is good. They had a Ford Ranger growing up with two jump seats in the cab that faced each other. That's right. The facing each other one. That is like, imagine if you're in a little squabble with your sibling and you got to look at each other.
Oh, and you're just kicking each other like crazy. Oh, it's bad.
Or when you're on a flight and you got to stare at the flight attendant because they're like right in front of you.
You never know what to do. You're like kind of looking around the entire time.
They know exactly what to do because they could care less. They're staring at your eyes, but they're gone.
It's completely gone. This is an interesting one to me. I mean, it feels kind of like the old, house has a spare closet, make it a bedroom and sell it for more, so I don't know how they're going to get out of this one, but kudos to Ram for trying something.
Well, actually, so I have a different take on it because one of the reasons I've never pulled the trigger on a pickup truck is because I can't fit my family in it.
Yeah.
And so now, even if they're small seats, we would never use it. Like I drive a Land Cruiser right now, and and it's got a pretty comfortable third row, but we hardly ever use my car for the family. Right. But when we do, it's usually around town, right? We're going here, going there.
Quick trip.
I'll tell you what, if they pull this one out, I would definitely be a lot more likely to buy a pickup truck. And the back wall, they've arranged it, if you look at it a little more, so that you can actually fold down part of the back wall and you can fit, and you can like slide sheetrock in, and you can slide. Right. So I like the idea. We'll see how the execution goes.
Yeah.
Speaking of execution.
That's exactly right.
This one is going to change the industry.
Look, if you're one of those people that thinks using AI on a school test is cheating, what do you think about a job interview? So Final Round AI has introduced tools to help job seekers ace their interviews using AI, sparking a debate about the ethics and future of AI and recruitment. The company Final Round AI offers resume builders, cover letter services, mock interview tools. Their Copilot app listens in on interviews and feeds candidates answers in real time, like upload all the things about you, feed you back answers. This type of proxy interview is becoming a lot more popular and involves candidates secretly receiving answers from external helpers or using stand-ins to take their place during job interviews at this
That's
point.
craziness.
It's wild. Michael Guan, the CEO of Final Round, argues that AI in interviews isn't cheating, but shows ingenuity and adaptability, which I can hear that.
Yeah,
he says if they can use AI to crush an interview, they can for sure use AI to become the top performer in their daily jobs. I see a valid point a little bit.
Depends on what the job is.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I think it's fun. There's some examples out there are funny where people are literally lip syncing while someone else is delivering the answers. I think you could, as an interviewer, as you get savvy, you could trip people up with basic, simple questions,
right,
about their resume that they already submitted, maybe that they never even read because it got written with AI. However, I think this technology, although, like people will be smart about how to use this in interviews and get jobs, and then, you'll eventually find out if they got what it takes or not. Unfortunately, that always happens.
It'll be real fast
because there's no shortage of people who can interview well, and then when they show up for the job, you realize you got a whole different thing. However, I think this technology in general is going to revolutionize BDC operations over the next 3 years. Because if you think there's something that can be listening to a conversation and real-time teleprompter-wise feed you back what you should be saying, even if it's on a video call, but especially on a phone conversation, I think you could absolutely make the BDC experience, call center experience, incredibly more efficient and on brand, head and shoulders. So I'm excited about this technology.
Yeah, it's like anything real-time feedback is just going to enable employees to be like, think about, we've talked a lot about like uploading your entire brand playbook and all the questions into a thing that could potentially give feedback to a BDC rep in real time when questions are coming, in like a co-pilot sense, so that they don't have to go, hold on, let me check. Right.
Yeah.
That's the upside.
Well, the next step is just the voice. When the human voice automation catches up to be real technology, and then we're gonna have then I'll have my personal assistant that sounds like me. I'll have my AI call their AI, and they can work out the details. Right? And then I'll just get a little notification on my phone is like approve, yes or no, right? Like the final decision. Yes, approve or deny.
Oh boy.
Right? I mean,
all alongside Microsoft and Apple stepping down from OpenAI's board. So that's what's up with AI.
Did they both do that?
They both did it yesterday. Yep.
Oh,
whoa.
Man. Okay, that was a little bonus. Little bonus. I don't know. Today's like the futurist podcast. We'll just call it that today. Hey, all the technology spinning. The same thing is happening though in your stores. People are walking in. They're working there. They're buying cars. Serve them.